Hello again, basketball fans, and welcome to this edition of Hardwood Classics on NBA TV. I'm Rick Kamla. Let's take you back to the 1990 NBA Finals, where the Detroit Pistons were matched up against the Portland Trail Blazers. While Detroit was trying to win their second straight NBA championship, Portland found themselves in the finals for the first time since 1977, when they won their only title in franchise history. After the Pistons used a strong fourth-quarter comeback to take Game 1, both teams were ready to go for Game 2 at the Palace of Auburn Hills.
Darell Garretson, Jack Madden, and Hue Hollins are the officials for Game 2. Pistons in white, full control.
Well, the Pistons always like to start the ball game by going down inside, especially to James Edwards to open things up. Try to play two-man basketball.
No one in the middle right now. Now Edwards makes his move to the baseline. He's been in a scoring slump, but Detroit leads thanks to him.
Now Portland is up-tempo. They like to force the action. Now I like this right here. Going into Duckworth, make laimbeer work.
Couple of pumps by Duckworth, and the score is tied with the two big men.
As long as you apply pressure up front, the big men get in foul trouble. With that comes substitutions. That's always to your advantage.
Again low into Edwards. And again Edwards hits. He scored only 9 points in game number 1 with a terrible shooting night.
Well, Portland does not like to double team early in the game. So that's going to be a tough cover for Duckworth.
The 24-second clock is not operating right now on either side. Buck Williams scores. They didn't need it. And as a matter of fact, all of the clocks have been out and a timeout has been called.
See, in talking to the Portland players, a number of them said, when Isaiah breaks the lane, the other night we gave him a highway and let him score. We've got to get in front of him, take the charge, or if nothing else, if you don't take the charge, make him change his shot while he's in the air.
Under 2 minutes to go and 11 on the shot clock. Blazers lead by 8. Picking that spot up for Duckworth. And Buck Williams will be there to tip it in with the goggles and all.
See, when Detroit switches on that pick and roll, Duckworth's got to go to the front of the rim. He has a guard on him all the time.
Quickly into Edwards. This is how Detroit started the game, but now the double team.
There you go.
Runs into the double, does Thomas, and they tie him up. It'll be Kersey and Isaiah jumping.
See, tonight we are seeing the defense that we are accustomed to hearing about. Look at this. Now watch this. See? There he is. He takes away the lane. You have your trap. Isaiah is trying to move, and he falls to the floor, giving you the jump ball.
Portland has a 10-point lead, their biggest of the game. And it's going to be a violation against Detroit. It is, and it's Portland's ball. So a 10-point lead after the Blazers were down by 11 points in the first quarter.
Well, they called laimbeer was in the circle before the ball was tapped.
Here's Drexler trying to go low against Success.
Listen, Clyde has got a big-time game down in that low box, and he knows that he can shoot over the top. He has many, many shots.
Isaiah Thomas trying to get something. He gets the foul this time. And it'll be the 14th foul against Portland. Detroit already in the penalty, and that'll be on Wayne Cooper, his first, who replaced Duckworth a moment ago. Thomas with 12. Second to Edwards, 14th on the Pistons scoring side. Before that free throw, there was a 23-point turnaround, Ruby.
Well, the guy on the foul line right now realizes that he just cannot continue to pass the ball to everyone else. He must be involved and become a scorer in this offense to get them back. Like he said, I go on some of those mini runs that I have, and most of the time I'm forced to do it because we're in a losing situation.
20-second timeout called by Portland. Chuck Daly busy arguing with the officials for most of that. In any event, we'll be with you from Portland on Sunday at 3:30 Eastern time as the scene shifts to the Pacific Northwest, where that Rose Festival is going on strong. One of the great times of the year up in Portland. Pistons and Trailblazers, game 3 of our best of 7 series. And you know, Hubie, when we go to a new venue, of course, the thing is that the Trailblazers have beaten the Pistons 20 straight times up there.
Well, you know, in talking to Chuck Daly, he'll always say that the 2 buildings that give him, you know, the most problems are Portland first and Chicago second. And when you think about it, they've only lost 6 games in the last 2 years in the playoffs, and Chicago has beaten them 5 times, 5 of the 6.
9 on the shot clock. Drexler with a blind shot. Laimbeer has it. There's the time remaining in the first half. 20 on the shot clock. Isiah Thomas. Wild baseline shot to Edwards. He might even call it a pass. Who knows? But it wasn't.
They can hold for the last shot right now.
But you know, Portland's bench has outscored Detroit's 13-2. A sharp contrast to the other night.
They're opening the floor right now for Porter.
Porter working against Isiah Thomas. Out of bounds and 1 point left.
Well, it's time to get off a good shot opportunity. Chuck Daly's taking he wants a 20-second time right now, because what they'll do is they'll talk about one of the pet plays that Portland will use in this type of a situation.
Duckworth will check into the game now.
When you're coaching now, you usually will have at least 2 plays that you will set either staggered picks or a double pick to free up a good shooter. But when you are defensing this right now, many teams will switch and they will say, keep between your man and the basket, but watch out for the lob from out of bounds to the front of the rim. That's what you do not want to give them.
21,500. They played at the Silver Dome prior to coming here and had crowds upwards of 45,000. A little bit of Joe Louis Arena, we remember, a few years ago. But you won't find a spiffier arena than the Palace. It's got the boxes. They're going to build an amphitheater next door.
There is the lob.
Drexler at the buzzer. But avoiding a 15-point period for the Detroit Pistons. And Terry Porter, with terrific defense and all of his 6 points this period, sparked a tremendous Portland comeback. Chuck Daly said every night I have a concern of where the offense will come from, and he's got that concern as we start the second half. Duckworth travels. Here are the wings for Detroit. It's Isiah Thomas and Dumars at guard, and up front, Dennis Rodman, Bill Laimbeer, and James Edwards. Portland with their group of Drexler, Terry Porter, Buck Williams, Jerome Kersey, and Duckworth.
See, tonight Portland is out there contesting the passes, and you have to like that if you enjoy defense.
Thomas knocked away, but Porter has really come on strong in the second quarter and in the early moments of the third.
His leadership has been there tonight. Now, the other night, remember, they played 3.5 just beautifully executed quarters. And then the only trouble is they, like their coach said, they lost their concentration and their intelligence.
Edwards inside. He started the game. He has 18 points and is the leading scorer for the Pistons. Detroit's tightened the defense. And they're going to call the foul. No basket and a foul before the movement. And it'll be against Dennis Rodman. It'll be a second.
You'll see here now, this was a switch. Here goes Drexler. Rodman has him. Okay. Now, watch, keep an eye on Rodman now. See, Rodman wants this call all the way, see? He's totally shocked, but he definitely rode Drexler.
Drexler working on dumars. Buck Williams with the offensive rebound, and he draws the foul, which is just as good as anything.
Well, anytime you crash the board, you always tell your guys, look, when you get the offensive rebound, you're usually inside 8 to 10 feet. If you just gather yourself together, take a high percentage shot, you're either going to score or you're probably going to get fouled.
Edwards committing his second foul, second team foul on Detroit. And here is Linwood Buck Williams, who is a three-time All-Star. Of the year in the NBA in 1982, and despite all of those things, all he wanted was the recognition to play for the big show, and that's what he's finally done.
Well, how about the draft that year? The first guy taken when they came out of college was Mark Aguirre. The second guy taken, Isiah Thomas. The third guy, Buck Williams. All guys are in this game.
He makes both free throws. One time, the Pistons led by 11 in the waning moments of the first quarter. And Duckworth will be called for his third foul. 3 on Duckworth.
See, that time they set a baseline pick for James Edwards. Isiah Thomas put the pick on Duckworth, and he really put it into Zeke's chest, I tell you.
Duckworth is the first player on either side to pick up 3 personals. A lot of shoving going on between Duckworth and Edwards.
Two-man game.
Porter double teaming on Edwards off the side of the board.
Nice defensive positioning by Duckworth that time. He pushed Edwards behind the backboard.
Porter finds Buck Williams. Edwards got a piece of it. Laimbeer with the rebound. Laimbeer had 5 boards in the first half. Isiah Thomas. There's the quick outlet to Porter in the forecourt, but Detroit gets back. Porter fires a 3. These are the rush shots that hurt the Blazers the other night in the latter stages, and a foul against Portland here. It'll be Kersey with his second.
See, early in the game, Portland launched all those quick long jump shots, fell way behind. They regrouped after a timeout, went to their inside game, all of their continuity, got excellent shot opportunities, and took the lead.
Isiah Thomas gets a second hoop. By the way, there were only 23 seconds left in the shot clock when Porter threw that 3 up before. Down to a 4-point game. Only called against the Clyde. And now Detroit's crowd is back in it.
Good defensive positioning that time by the defense. Forced to travel. Now, when you're on the road, you must be careful. You do not want them to get a major run on you, and most important, your guys lose their concentration.
Edwards in good position in the low post. Now it's a 2-point game, and look how fast Detroit has come back. And they've done it with the defense. 20 points for James Edwards. Timeout called by the Blazers.
Go back to the continuity that got you done.
Detroit on a 12-2 run since their 12-point deficit late in the second quarter. Thomas. Now Porter drives in, and they'll call the foul against Dennis Rodman. That'll be his 3rd personal foul.
Excellent call. That time Terry Porter, as he picked up that rebound and started to move, he saw the opening. Rodman was moving. Now, Chuck Daly's frustrated on that because anytime you have the #1 defensive guy in the league, of course you expect him to get every call.
No one gets every call. At least, I don't remember anyone. Terry Porter, who is the only non-scholarship player who's invited to the Olympic trials back in 1988 out of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, gave a great account of himself, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Bobby Knight loved him, loved his tenacity, the recognition. It was just a tough team to make that year. And that really set the tone for him to be a high draft choice. And you know, he's one of the best foul shooters in this league. He's 6th in the league, and he shot 89% for the year.
There's the free throw story here with Portland going the line more than Detroit.
Going back to the 2-man game now.
Quick double team, and laimbeer for the moment. Missed the shot, but that's what Detroit wants to have happen. 8.5 remaining in the third. 57-53 Portland. Kersey, an air ball. And Thomas can't save it. So it's still Portland's possession.
See, Kersey has been quiet in this ball game so far. He only has 4 points. He is the leading scorer in the playoffs, right around 22 a game, and they need him to get more involved.
Blazers have missed their last 5 attempts. Clyde Drexler, who was hitting from outside early in the game, now has 14 to lead his team.
See, Joe Dumars has him in sight. He's in front of him. But when he elevates, he just shoots over the top of Joe.
6'7" against 6'3" to begin with. With the offensive rebound and the putback, blocking out Kersey.
See, when Duckworth steps out to help out, then Buck Williams and Kersey have got to rebound.
And a Portland turnover, only their 5th of the game. They've been pretty good protecting the ball.
They're doing an excellent job. You know, on that, Rick is very upset. Why? Because you try not to throw the ball to a post-up man until he calls for it, because then he's expecting the pass.
Another one of UB's 10 commandments of big men. It's true. Here's Edwards. Across the lane with a wheeling hook.
Now let me tell you, that was a beautiful shot. Duckworth did all he could to put pressure on that.
22 points for Edwards. Porter misses. Duckworth gets the foul and the basket as well.
Keep an eye on this. Now watch how Duckworth bumps, because that's normal pivot play. See, this pushes Edwards off bounds. Look at the angle here that he had to come out of that hook. He got a late look at the basket. That's why it was, just a beautiful shot attempt.
Laimbeer with his second personal foul. And Duckworth with the three-point play. Remember, he had 12 straight in the third quarter on Tuesday night. He can get hot.
He's had a very impressive 2 games to date. Moving, nice and smooth, taking heady shots.
Kersey and Duckworth double team Edwards. Misses.
Look down the floor.
Corner to Kersey. That's a transition game.
The bench, Chuck is up a little bit over there. Chuck wants a timeout right now. You see, any time that Laimbeer goes to take the shot, Drexler, who is the rotator, fakes at it and then takes off. Now you'll see, there's Drexler going left, opening up the right lane to Kersey. See, that was a travel right there.
Third quarter action back here at the Palace. Blazers on top, 64-57. And out of the 21,000 fans packed into this arena, the loneliest place in the house has to be right up here with about 30 Portland fans. Now my question is, how lonesome do you feel up here? This is Dave Milner from Portland.
We all feel pretty lonesome. If it wasn't for some people from Ohio that are treating us right, these people from Michigan are treating us terrible.
Detroit hasn't done you any favors by giving you $22 seats way up here.
Well, I guess, James, you got it. I mean, these seats are terrible. We're getting a nosebleed up here. It's terrible. We're treating them better in Portland, I'll tell you that.
And I guess the question, are they welcome? All right, let's go back downstairs to Dick Stockton.
Well, James Brown, all I can tell those friendly folks, they're heading home for 3 games. So they'll have their chance at home, Hubie Brown. I guess that's the home court and home fan advantage. Joe Dumars looking for Edwards. Duckworth has 3 fouls. Edwards falling hits. He's got 24 points, playing one of his best games of the playoffs.
Anytime that they leave it in a one-on-one matchup, Edwards has been able to shoot softly and get his shot. They're going to have to think twice now about going to the double team.
And they're going to call Isaiah Thomas for the foul on Porter. And that'll be the 15th foul and the penalty for Detroit. Thomas with his second personal foul.
Now keep an eye here now. Terry Porter cuts to the basket, and as he gets the ball, watch a little pump fake, got Isaiah up in the air. Excellent move. Anytime that you're down in that position when you receive a beautiful pass in the situation, catching you on the move, regroup.
want to ask you, Hubie, Detroit went to the line 46 times in game one, only 9 in the first half tonight.
Yeah, see, in the second half of that game, they had 27 foul shot attempts. That's because they were owning their own offensive board. And anytime they got the offensive rebound, they were being fouled. Plus, off the dribble, Dumars and Isaiah Thomas going to the basket, put them on the line quite a few times. We are not seeing that so far tonight.
There you see the difference at the line. 66-59, Portland. Nearly halfway through this third period. Dumars will settle for the jumper and hit it. Only the 9th point for Dumars, who did score 20 in game one. Feed inside to Buck Williams. He beat laimbeer in and was pushed by Bill. And that should be number 3 on laimbeer.
See, that was an excellent pass, once again, by Drexler. What we're having here is any time that Portland makes a cut from the opposite side of the floor, they are ahead of the Pistons. They're catching the Pistons, watching the basketball on the opposite wing.
Buck Williams was acquired for Sam Bowie. Interestingly enough, Bowie was drafted by the Blazers over Michael Jordan in a controversial draft. Interesting that Buck and that draft pick made it to the finals before Michael Jordan did.
Yeah, and also there's a first-round draft pick involved in that came to be Mookie Blaylock out of Oklahoma.
Right. 6-point lead. Still Pistons ball. 5:42 remaining in the third.
See, the turnovers have been being forced, so you have to like the tenacity tonight by Portland. They're really getting out and
Thomas with a good shot in the lane, no one around him. Couldn't do it, and Kersey with the rebound.
There's that cutter again.
Buck Williams. No foul there. Edwards maintained his position. Now the Pistons, who led by 11 in the first quarter, trailed by 12 in the second.
This is really a fight for position. Duckworth and
Edwards. Short this time, but there's Thomas. And it was Kersey and Duckworth.
See, now keep an eye on this. There's a loose ball. There goes your shot by Isaiah and the block and out of bounds.
Technical foul has been called on Chuck Daly.
Correction. Technical foul is on Brendan Sir.
Make it Brendan Sir, the assistant coach. He was the man hit by Jack Madden with the technical. There's Brendan, who looks kind of docile right now.
Yeah, well, anytime that you have a point guard, you know, the Detroit guards are excellent on the offensive boards, meaning Isaiah Thomas, who had 7 rebounds in game one, and also Vinnie Johnson. You must be aware of them. They sneak in, they get it, and they go right back up in traffic.
Porter is 8 for 8 from the line tonight. Watching NBA Commissioner David Stern. We had Vice President Dan Quayle earlier, who was with Pat O'Brien. Pistons haven't attempted anything from the free throw line in the second half. Duckworth picking up Thomas in a push, and that'll be number 4 on Duckworth. And Isaiah Thomas. And they did count the basket. It was a continuation.
No basket.
No basket.
No basket.
You see, right now,
Can't be a basket.
Right, anytime there's a pick and roll, you're seeing that Duckworth is stepping out. Now, he just picked up a foul that time because they're trapping. Isaiah heard the whistle, continued, and then took the shot.
And he even dribbled, so that's certainly no continuation. Wayne Cooper has replaced Duckworth, who's out with 4 fouls now.
We said at the beginning of the game, this is the big matchup tonight, Isaiah and Porter.
They double Edwards, and a foul on him. That is the 4th team foul against Portland, 2nd on Wayne Cooper. Cooper involved in a big trade many years ago. He went to Denver along with Calvin Natt and Lafayette Lever for Kiki Vandeweghe, a trade that was great for Denver. Thomas trying to get a foul and somehow gets nothing. And he ties up Buck Williams. Beautiful move by Isaiah.
See, Buck is frustrated because when he got that rebound, he brought it down right around his waist. He's a little upset right now. Isaiah went right into that and tied him up, because if he could have passed out of that, they had a 4-man fast break.
And Detroit's going to control. They knew where to go with it. They tried to get it into Rodman, and Kersey got a piece of it.
Two great defensive plays. Laimbeer cut off the tap, and Kersey stole the pass.
Porter finds Buck Williams by Rodman. Outlet pass to Dumars. Ahead of the field is Thomas. He's in three-point territory. Kersey covers it. Edwards posting up against Cooper. He's got 24, does Edwards. Comes into Porter. Buck Williams in there, releasing early as he's done tonight. Clyde Drexler.
See, he takes off. Portland, once again, like we said the other night, you've got to take care of the defensive rebound first. Now, Isaiah, they're doing an excellent job at rotating and taking the lane away from Isaiah and forcing a bad shot attempt.
Joe Dumars from outside, but Portland Trailblazers, who had their lead cut to 2, have really fended off Detroit to this point with that much time remaining in the third period.
Buck needs a field goal.
Porter lost it momentarily, and they're going to call Isaiah with the foul. Clyde Drexler. And it's last touched by Cooper. We're at the Palace of Auburn Hills, Michigan, in Game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Trailblazers and the Pistons. Dick Stockton along with Hubie Brown, Pat O'Brien and James Brown also with us, and Portland leading here, trying to even the series at 1 apiece. Brown trying to get into it and urge the Pistons on, who trail. Dumars foul going into the hoop. If you've just joined us, Detroit uncharacteristically turning the ball over, Portland taking advantage. Isaiah Thomas and Clyde Drexler are the leading scorers, and as a result of turnovers, Portland has been able to fast break to a 19-6 edge.
Portland has dominated by running their offense almost to perfection. They're freeing their people for excellent shot opportunities. With the turnovers, they are running the floor and converting at a high rate. Already over 20 points they've scored in transition. Detroit struggling, but now's the time for them, if they are going to do it, to crank up the defense.
Jerome Kersey committed his third foul and 1 out. Cliff Robinson has replaced him. Double team on Drexler. Dumars has him alone now. 9 on the shot clock. Danny Young. Drexler off balance. And they're going to call the foul against the Detroit Pistons inside. And it'll be Bill Laimbeer's 4th personal foul.
See, now that is a break because of the shot clock going down. Drexler had to release a very difficult shot. As the rebound comes off, Detroit far outnumbered Portland. You knew you were going to get it, and then you picked up the foul. Now, you know, Laimbeer is not what we call a leaper. Like Chuck says, he has difficulty jumping over the lines of paint on the floor. But he is a terrific defensive rebounder because he will put his body on people and move you out by using his hands.
Laimbeer will go out with 4, and James Edwards, who is the top scorer for the Pistons, and along with Thomas, the only one really giving him any kind of offense tonight, checking back in. Portland has 4 players in double figures, led by Drexler, 17. Edwards with 24 points. Vinnie Johnson still can't get going with under a minute to go. 8-point lead. That's what it was at the half. Portland in front. They were down by 7 after 1 quarter. Cliff Robinson. And a Piston foul. It'll be against Mark Aguirre.
It's a strong move that time by Cliff. He's 6'10". He has an excellent stride. He handles the ball real well. Mark Aguirre very upset, thought that he had the block that time because he felt that Cliff was behind the backboard and had to bring the shot to him.
Here's Robinson, and you notice Terry Porter has been the cheerleader of the night for the Trailblazers over on the bench.
See, Robinson is a very poor foul shooter. He's only shooting 56% in the playoffs, and he gets an awful lot of opportunities.
Well, the Pistons now go on offense, having missed 9 of their last 10, Hubie.
First time tonight we see a 2-2-1 zone press being employed by Portland. That's because the shot clock is coming down. We're nearing the end of the quarter.
11 seconds on the shot clock. Dumars lost control of it. Vinnie Johnson is hemmed in nicely. An illegal defense called against Portland. It's a technical. That's the 3rd time it's been called against the Blazers.
Well, right now, Rick Adelman looked at that and said, hey, wait a second. He said, I thought that was a loose ball. That's why he's frustrated right now. The ball definitely kicked off Dumars as it was rolling, and when Vinnie made the pass. They caught Portland rotating in their defense.
Shot clock is off with just under 24 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. If you say Adelman again, Gladys is really going to get upset. Rick's mom. She'll be calling you at the hotel.
I've apologized to Rick how many times? About 105.
We know you know his name. All right, it's playing for the last shot. Dumars against Drexler. Goes high. Layup with 5 seconds to go. That was a tremendous play by Joe Dumars. There's Cliff Robinson missing at the buzzer. And it's a 6-point lead.
Keep an eye on Joe Dumars now. Now watch Portland, how quickly they get to this. Watch the height of this shot. Look where it hit on the glass.
But it was Terry Porter again, and he's got 13 points in the game, and that's the end of the 3rd period. Well, Chuck Daly said game 1 was a great hang-around game. You hang around and maybe pull it out. This may be one of those hang-around games, Hubie, as we start the 4th period.
Yeah, they're gone right inside to the guy who's been carrying him tonight.
And a push against Wayne Cooper to start it off.
Anytime that you're playing a post guy, the referees will call that foul every time when you use your hands in his lower back. The best thing to do is put that forearm across the back and move him out that way. So you're stronger. You're much stronger.
So Cooper, Hubie, and Duckworth, the 2 centers, both with 4. Pick and roll situation. Here's Edwards. Too low on the line drive. Edwards saves it, though, nicely. Good hustle by the big 7-footer. Sally going in and draws the foul.
Cooper first had a great block.
And that'll be 5 on Cooper.
Sally, his attack of the basket was just absolutely sensational. Last year, I thought that was a flaw in his game. He never ended. He didn't go strong to the basket. This year, he attacks with authority, and he's being rewarded with either the dunk or getting fouled into the lane.
Coming into the game, first appearance in the finals is Mark Bryant. Did not play in game 1. 2nd year out of Seton Hall. Had to withstand some personal tragedy of his own, the death of his mother and aunt in an auto accident in February. He's a strong, good inside player, according to Rick Adelman, who rarely makes a mistake.
Well, they say he's an excellent shooter. He's an avid weightlifter, strong upper body, and they like him because he's a good defensive player.
Well, this crowd's in it now. Down by 4 are the Pistons. See how the Blazers respond. Bryant keeps it alive.
Nice rebound. It came from behind the backboard.
Robinson, Young, Bryant, Williams, and Drexler in there for Portland.
Plenty of time. 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Crowd would love him to rush, though, and Robinson puts it up. He rushed. Rebound, Sally. Here comes Thomas against the black jerseys. Aguirre.
This is where you must regroup. They need the leadership now, not only on the floor, but at the bench.
That was Aguirre's first basket of the game. He had 18 in the first contest. Danny Young comes back, and that's a big crowd quieter.
What I liked about that, Drexler sucked up the defense off the dribble. Everyone came to him, and he found the free player. That's the way to play. That's heady basketball.
Aguirre again and again. It was Thomas in game 1. Aguirre getting hot right now.
You've got to get to him now. In the last couple of games in Chicago, plus game 1, he has the feel. He's on a roll.
Drexler against Edwards. And a foul against James Edwards. The first team foul against Detroit. Edwards has 3, and Drexler can feel it on his head.
You have to love Drexler's game tonight. He's been challenging this defensive man every time, right from the get-go.
Mark Aguirre of the Pistons, a superstar who was a starter at forward. He went to the bench and has had to accept this role.
Our team wasn't right with me in the starting lineup. It just wasn't right. You know, we had a bunch of guys that just could put numbers on the board out there. And I'm not a stopper by any means, you know, by any means whatsoever. I'm not a great rebounder. And we had none on the floor. And Dennis amazed me every day because I play against him. And I kind of think I'm one of the hardest people to guard. I think I'm hard to guard. And I would have problems with this guy. And I was like, you know, I talked to Dennis, I talked to Isaiah, I said, I think he needs to start. I get an overall chance at it again to just be a winner, you know, and to come in here and just let these guys know, look, this is me, take me as me. And they did.
But, you know, you look at Mark Aguirre's career. I mean, here's a guy, 9 years, he averaged 24 points a game, a 3-time All-Star on the Olympic team. And when he gets here, they tell him, listen, change your attitude, lose some weight, shoot less, sit more, and you better play defense. That's all.
He's done a lot of that. And remember, 3 years ago, it was Adrian Dantley who was the starting forward for the Pistons when they just came up short in 7 games to the Lakers. They were up 3 games to 2, remember, in that final.
Remember, this is a team, Detroit, 6 guys in double figures, and they only average 100 points. So they spread the wealth.
And you never know which guy's going to come up each night to do it offensively.
Well, see, they're going right here. They feel that Edwards has a mismatch there.
Bryant.
Right.
And they're going to call the foul. So already for Portland, that'll be 3 team fouls against the Trailblazers, and for Young, it'll be his second. Danny Young.
See, that smart basketball. They force the double team, and if Edwards can take Bryant one-on-one, get the foul. Because you want to get in that penalty situation early. We still have 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
You feel this is a hang-around game like Chuck likes?
Oh, this is it.
Aguirre goes up. No goaltending is the call, but a foul against the Blazers. Their 4th team foul.
Well, we're having a conversation here right now. Chuck Daly challenging the call. You'll see the drive on the replay. Chuck very upset about this one. Now watch to your right as Cliff Robinson is coming here for the shot box. So he catches it on the way up. Our angle was perfect on that shot.
Jerome Kersey now with 4 personal fouls. Some of the Blazers in foul trouble now. Wayne Cooper has 5. Duckworth and Kersey each with 4. Laimbeer has 4 for the Pistons. Looked like the old Harlem Globetrotters trick with everyone with the fake one in the lane.
He had 3 guys in the lane on 2 times.
Everything but a string on the ball, a rubber band. 2-point game, the Blazers lead.
There's a clear out.
Sally on Kersey. Sally blocks the shot into the hands of Thomas. Sally blocked 4 the other night. Aguirre for 3. Loose ball, and there's Isaiah.
This is where Portland must play big. The other evening, the same thing happened. Detroit would shoot, miss, get the rebound.
And an offensive foul as Cliff Robinson goes flying.
Cliff Robinson did an excellent defensive job on David Robinson in that series when Portland defeated San Antonio and they were without their centers. Now they have Robinson down in here. See, Edwards is backing into him and he's holding. See, he caught him with that left arm that time. And you know, even if they didn't call that, Drexler had a steal on that pass.
Right. Duckworth back in with 4 personal fouls. That was the 4th personal on Edwards.
Now, the other evening, they went away from their inside game. They took too many jump shots. Let's see if they work the continuity and stay with what got them here.
Duckworth has Isaiah Thomas on him, deflected away, and with 6 seconds to go, it is still Portland's ball.
See, on that pick and roll, Detroit keeps switching. Why? Because Duckworth does not roll to the basket. He has a guard on him. He has this guard that's switching out. He keeps drifting, looking for the jump shot.
Porter hits a 2-point basket. 15 points for Porter, who did not score in the first quarter tonight.
Yeah, but he's done everything else.
Oh, I know.
He's been everywhere. Excellent defense, forcing turnovers, working hard.
Thomas low to Aguirre against Kersey, who has 4 fouls. Edwards has his shot blocked. Vinnie Johnson, he really is struggling. This has been a miserable first 2 games.
3 on 2.
Cliff Robinson. And Bill Laimbeer now, or is it, let's check to see who it is. Either one, it'll be 5, and it'll be Edwards with 5. Vinnie Johnson left 1 for 4 from the field, continues to have his problems as Laimbeer replaces Edwards.
The big test tonight, down the wire. Portland must make their foul shots. The other evening, only 2 for 7 under pressure once they got inside of 6 minutes.
And 5 in a row they missed at a crucial time.
Hey, hold.
Settled for 1. 5-point Blazer lead, a lot of time remaining. Portland trying to win one on the road before going home for 3.
They're going to try to go over and post up Aguirre.
Against the rookie, Robinson. Double team on Aguirre. He's in trouble. Just got off. Tipped up. Let's see, was it Dumars or Laimbeer?
Laimbeer, right? Wow. Worked his way right down inside.
You're right, he's got 9. Steal. Thomas anticipated the pass from Porter. Throws it in the hands of Robinson, but they're going to call a Portland foul, and they will be in the penalty now.
Now here's a forced shot by Aguirre. Now you'll see to the right. Here's Laimbeer being pushed, but he gets up, and he gets that one in. This last play that we had when Isaiah Thomas went down in there, excellent transition defense by Portland to force him to give up the ball. But then he was fouled once he continued down the lane.
Drazen Petrovic in the game. Buck Williams will come in now for Cliff Robinson. Who would have ever thought that through 2 games of this series, Detroit would have the edge in offensive rebounds over the Trailblazers, best in the league?
Well, the best overall rebounding team, number 1. By the way, Cliff Robinson did an excellent job, made a major contribution tonight.
Thomas Rare misses both free throws, and it's still a 3-point Blazer lead.
Now, the last time when Petrovic was on the floor, they ran a lot of stagger screen, double screens, and really got him involved. Well, here they're trying to go to Kersey so that he would take Aguirre.
But Detroit's defense, you saw what they've done to the Blazers in this quarter. Petrovic with a runner. He has played very well tonight, and he has 8 points.
See, he's murder off the dribble. That's how he played in Europe. They'd give him the basketball, let him dribble around, and take you. He's very clever, crossing over, delayed dribble, staggering.
Dumars, Thomas, Aguirre. Rebound by Duckworth, knocked away by Dumars.
Easy.
And will be called against Portland. Duckworth with the elbow, let's see.
Don't get a technical foul now.
That'll be 5 on him.
See, he came down in traffic. Now watch what happens. See, he gets fouled there. He feels, but the referee, who was right there on the call, said he hit with the elbow.
I'll tell you, good thing for Buck Williams, the team leader, to get him away so that he wouldn't pick up a technical.
Coach Rick Adelman is telling the guys simply be patient, take your time. We can work them offensively. I had a chance to talk to Terry Porter before the game. He said, tonight, JB, I studied the films of Isaiah Thomas for 2 hours. I know I can take him. I asked him on what move. He said, you'll just have to watch and see. Let's go back over the deck.
Duckworth's foul. Here it is. It is not a shooting situation.
Right, they're calling an offensive foul here. So he feels he was hit. The referee's angle said that it was an offensive foul as he was clearing out. Duckworth felt that he was hit first. That's why, you know, he acted the way he did. And you could see, we see Aguirre hitting him first before the contact.
So Cooper with 5 replaces Duckworth, who's on the bench with 5, and just about halfway through this final period. Laimbeer hits a 2. It's a 2-point basket. Laimbeer wanted 3, but he was on the line.
See, once again, they double team with Laimbeer's man, and they do not cover. That's the first pass.
Laimbeer earlier had missed from out there. Kersey runs it up, and Williams with the offensive rebound.
Smart play by Buck. Get it out and set up.
Drexler fires away and hits. I guess they're always good when you hit those long-range shots here.
They're nice when you make them. Watch out. We have Aguirre squaring off here with Kersey. A little woofing going on right now. And through this whole thing, Drexler's just jiving with Sally because he said, I got fouled on my shot. He was asking for a foul in the chest.
Here's the time. Kersey playing up on Laimbeer. Thomas with 5 seconds on the shot clock. And Cooper got a hand on it. Kicked away.
Oh,
Kicked away, and a great play by Porter as he knocked it in the last second over to Kersey.
Wow.
Otherwise, it would have been Detroit ball.
What a terrific effort.
They got 10 on the clock. 5 minutes to go in the 4th period. Laimbeer gets a hand on it. Thomas lines up in the 3rd row.
Now you'll see there was a block of a pass, and now you have the loose ball. Watch this effort. Look at this, and then the presence to push it to one of your teammates. Only 4 seconds on the clock.
That's the new rule, which really rewards defense this year instead of going back to 5 seconds.
That's an excellent rule.
Here's Buck Williams. Porter has to fire a 3, an air ball, but Thomas was nose to nose with him on that shot.
Now, if you're Detroit now, you stay within your power game. You're basically posting up Aguirre and then hoping for double teams. If you're Portland now, you have to make up your mind how you are going to double team in these situations. Now, this is a pick and roll.
Sally is setting the pick. Thomas going up against Porter with a runner. What a great shot, and he's going away to the left side of the floor.
Can't defend that any better than Terry Porter did.
20 for Isiah. Porter over Thomas. Rebound by Isiah. Here he comes with the Pistons down by 3. And it was last touched by Dumars.
Now you'll see here, Isiah fakes the pick and roll, and here he comes. Now watch this release. How about that for a shot?
Going away, Isiah Thomas with 20. And I don't think we've seen the last of number 11 in this one. We're at the Palace, Auburn Hills, Michigan, and we have a scintillating game 2 in progress with 4:16 to go. Portland leading 86-83, trying to even this series. Timeouts are even. Each team with 3 plus a 20. Portland has no fouls to give, but the Pistons have 2.
Now Portland is coming back right now with Duckworth. Now remember, he'll be in the ball game with 5 fouls.
And they got Porter, Drexler, Kersey, and Buck Williams with him.
Porter wants everyone to go down the floor, let him take Isiah, get it up, and start the offense.
This is where the Pistons stopped Portland, reduced them to outside shooting in game 1.
There's a clear out.
Here's Kersey, long range, misses. Dumars the rebound. So the half-court offense didn't work for Portland in 1. See if it does them in again here.
Well, give Detroit some credit that time.
Oh, that's all the credit.
Right, they took Drexler away in that one-on-one situation.
86-83. Laimbeer is open. And he ties the game.
When you double team, you must take away the first pass out of the double team. Laimbeer has been open all night.
He missed early, but he's been hitting lately.
Yes,
Laimbeer goes down. Duckworth going up, and they're going to call a traveling call against Duckworth. The last time the Pistons had a tie was early in the second period at 32 all.
See, you're Portland right now. You're not getting anything out of the down inside game. That time, Laimbeer fell to the floor. Duckworth had a clear move, but he couldn't seem to get himself together to get off a good high percentage shot.
Now Detroit looking for the first lead since right around the same time early in the second.
Now this is pick and roll.
They lost sight of Dumars. Laimbeer again. Laimbeer with another three. And the Pistons are up with under 3 minutes to play. Drexler fires away, and he hits a three to tie it up. A shootout going on here.
That was a big time shot. Detroit played the pick and roll soft, and that just opened up for Clyde.
Plenty of timeouts remain for both sides. Sally lost the ball. And they're going to jump it up with Duckworth. And Laimbeer is at 2 in a row from three-point land.
See, now watch. You'll see the double team leaving Laimbeer wide open. See, they're going to have to make an adjustment from here to the end of the game. There's Clyde's shot right there. Beautiful. He stepped right up and said, I'm looking for the three, right from the catch.
Drexler with 24, and that was the first three-point basket for Portland tonight. Sally and Duckworth. 2:25 remaining. Detroit still with 2 fouls to give. Thomas slices through the defense to get a basket to break the tie again.
I'm telling you, he's got the guts of a burglar. That opened up, and he split their 2 big men to get that shot off.
22 for Isaiah.
Let's go to your strength.
Porter and a whistle. And Isaiah Thomas commits the foul. That'll be his 4th.
Now watch how Isaiah splits this right here. Here he is going in. He splits the 2 guys, lays it up, gets hit on top of the head. He'll take the field goal. Here it is again, another shot. Look at that. Look how he split, got down inside.
Not as spectacular as game 1, but as efficient. His heroics here.
See, Sally's trying to step in. They have a stack on the left side of the lane. Sally's trying to step in between the 2 players. Chuck trying to encourage the defense. You're Portland now. You want to get your best move. They're double screening. Nice cut off.
Inside to Williams. Blocked by Sally. And Sally makes another big defensive play. Tell you, Portland needed 25 points in this 4th quarter to get to 100. They have 14 right now. Thomas again. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Another defensive knockout for the Detroit Pistons. This is what they did last year in the finals. This is what they've done so far, limiting teams to those points. It is amazing. And right now, Portland has scored only 14 in this final quarter. 5 fouls on Jerome Person. Thomas has missed 3 in a row from the line.
See, when you're at this time in the playoffs, you must be able to run a half-court offense to free up your 3 best scorers in areas where they can get a high percentage shot.
And a 3-point lead, and Portland now with 2 timeouts in the 20 will talk it over. We're back at the Palace. No place like home. The theme as we started tonight, and that's been the case for Portland. 9-0 in the playoffs at home. The Detroit Pistons 10-0, including 14 straight dating back to last year. Detroit with 1 foul to give, with 1:41 to go. Has hit their last 5, but it's been their defense that has brought them back from what was a 12-point deficit at one time. and a lead of 3. Right now, let's quickly go over to James Brown. JB?
All right, Dick, in the Portland huddle this time, a lot of exhortation as far as defense on the offensive end. Adelman is very upset that they're taking the outside shots. Look for Clyde Drexler on the baseline. That's the first option on this play. Let's go back to Dick.
Drexler will inbound. He's got Duckworth, Williams, Kersey, and Porter. Rodman is in the game for the Pistons.
Nice.
They get Porter inside, and he's snuck around the back door. And a one-point game.
That was another excellent pass by Drexler. You know, it's a part of his game that is very underrated.
Lead is 1. Sally working against Duckworth. Wrestling for the loose ball. It was Sally and Drexler, and right on the line was Jack Madden, last deflected by Drexler.
Now you see, Sally shot this ball. Now here it is right here. He's taking it there. It slips right out of Drexler's hand. His left hand hit it last.
Aguirre has replaced Rodman for the offense. They'll want Rodman in for the D. 21 on the shot clock. That's the game clock you see.
You have a clear out here.
Thomas against Porter. Kersey ready to help. Plenty of time to shoot it. Now Kersey comes over. Laimbeer has Aguirre. Tipped up. Basket counts. It was John Sally with the tip in and a foul. And Duckworth is fouled out of the game. That's number 6.
See, that's being active. Now watch as the shot goes up. Watch to the left. Here's Sally right there, working hard with Duckworth, but he had the agility to get up there at that tough angle. Now just watch the angle. He's blocking Duckworth out, and he just goes to that side, loses his balance, and makes the score.
And Chuck Daly says that is from heaven. Duckworth is fouled out. He scored 14 points and had 8 rebounds. It's 94-91, and a big free throw coming up right now, because that would put him out of the range right now of a 3-point basket.
All right, now remember, you're at 49 seconds. You're the Blazers. You're down 3. You have 2 timeouts and a 20. Now you have the option of calling timeout, moving it to half court, or getting it in quickly and move it up the floor. That's your option.
Sally 3 for 4 from the line. Misses. And a timeout called by Portland. They have 1 left and a 20. So the lead is 3.
See, they did not advance that ball. They caught the rebound and held it. And by not advancing it, you can call a timeout and move the ball to half court.
What's up, everybody? Donovan Mitchell here.
This is Victor Oladipo of the Indiana Pacers.
Jason Tatum from the Boston Celtics.
What's up, everyone? It's Dame Lillard of the Portland Trail Blazers. Just want to say thank you guys so much for your continued support, man. It means a lot to me.
During this time, we should all be looking out for one another.
Please wash your hands.
Avoid large crowds, and if you might be sick, to quarantine yourself.
Because these are tough times, but we will get through them.
NBA fans, we miss you. Can't wait to play in front of you guys again. Peace and love.
There's the story here at the Palace. Detroit leading by 3 with 47.8 seconds to go. But keep in mind, as Rick Adelman talks to his team in the huddle, that the Pistons still have 1 foul to give.
Good strategy there, Dick. You have the foul to give if you're Detroit. Now, you're Portland. You must get the ball inbounds. You have 1 timeout and a 20 seconds. So if you can't get it in, you use the 20 seconds. You do not need a 3-point field goal. And the reason for that is this. With 47 seconds, if you can score quickly, Detroit would be forced to shoot the basketball within 24 seconds. You now would get another possession to make your move.
Drazen Petrovic has come in the game, the good outside shooter. He's 4 for 4 this evening, and Rodman, for defensive purposes, is checked in for Detroit.
Now remember, Petrovic is the 3rd leading percentage three-point shooter in the league. Terry Porter, though, is their number 1 in three-point attempts. But like we said, you do not need a definite 3 to start out with.
They got a 25-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Drexler going all the way in and is fouled. They use very little time, and Clyde will shoot 2.
Excellent basketball. That's good strategy. Give it to Clyde. Let him take you from the top of the circle. If anyone double teams, he can dish off to someone, or if he wants, he can force the action and get fouled.
Drexler was 3 for 4 from the line in this game. And that's what really hurt him down the stretch in Tuesday's game. Petrovic goes out and Cliff Robinson comes in for defense purposes.
Now remember, both teams are in the penalty. Detroit is in good situation, 3 timeouts and a 20.
1 out of 2 for Drexler. And a 20-second timeout called by Chuck Daly. Detroit still has 3 full timeouts left. Well, the parking lot is still full. Not a soul has left the Palace. 21,000 plus. A full timeout was called by Chuck Daly. Everyone on his feet right now. There's the story. Portland with 1 timeout, Detroit 2. They both have a 20. No fouls to give. 44.3 seconds to go in the game. And let's check in the Portland huddle right now.
See, you're in a situation with Portland now on defense. You're trying to tell your ball club, look, there's 44 seconds. Make them shoot with 24 seconds on the clock. Even if they exhaust the time clock, we still have 20 seconds to get it done. Whether we need a 2, whether we need a 3. The main thing here is, if you're Portland, is not to foul. You want to have good defense, stay in front of your offensive player. When the shot goes up, we need 5 guys on the defensive board. We must hold Detroit to 1 shot opportunity and hope that we don't foul them.
Right now, let's send you over to James Brown.
All right, I just got finished talking to the assistant coach, Jack Shallow, and he indicated no fouls on defense. We've got time for 2 more shots. Push it up the court quickly. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, and they do. 22 on the shot clock. You see there's a big difference, plenty of time.
Try not to lose your man if you're Portland. You do not want to give up an easy shot. Now, right here, watch laimbeer stepping out for a possible pick and roll.
That's what it is. Thomas, though, double team down the middle, scoops it up. Sally tries to keep it alive, and the rebound by Kersey. And a timeout called by Portland, and they now, with the clock down in the shot clock, have a chance to tie or win.
Now, by calling it after you try to advance it off the dribble, the ball will be foul line extended in the backcourt.
You know, there's been a discussion here while Rick Adelman was talking in the huddle. Chuck Daly was at center court talking to the 2 officials to find out whether it was a 20 or a full timeout.
Yeah, also, though, they're talking about where the basketball is going to be placed. You see?
You mentioned it should be back.
Yeah, because, see, the rule is this. If you get a rebound on a miss and you try to advance the basketball, which Kersey definitely did, he dribbled the basketball up the floor. Now, if that happens and a timeout is called, you take the ball out where the guy called the timeout. And this is what they're talking about right now.
Meanwhile, Drazen Petrovic, the good outside shooter who hasn't missed today from Yugoslavia, number 44, is checked in for Portland, and Dennis Rodman will defend him for the Pistons. There's Petrovic. And Rodman. Went out with an aggravated ankle earlier and came back.
All right, now remember, Portland's situation. You're down 2. You have 1 full timeout. All right, you're sitting in a situation that the ball is in the backcourt. Now, Detroit, it'll be interesting to see if they come down the floor and apply pressure so that they run precious seconds off of this time clock.
Now maybe be forced to call their last timeout. And now Detroit will take its 20. There's some confusion about timeout. So good thing we have James Brown to clear it up, JB. Go ahead.
All right, Dick, I will give a good faith effort at it. There was a lot of argument and discussion going on. Chuck Daly was complaining that Portland called a 20-second timeout. They, in fact, were taking 20 seconds. He felt Portland got a full timeout and said, hey, wait a minute, folks, let's even this up. It's a TV timeout. We didn't call it. Back to you guys.
No 20s.
Well, Portland apparently took a 20 because they couldn't inbound the ball where Rick Adelman wanted them to.
See, that was the initial call, and that's the call that we had.
Right.
Jack Madden called a 20-second timeout, but it definitely extended beyond the 20 seconds.
So Portland has one full timeout, Detroit 2. They did not go after the inbounds passer. There's the clock. The shot clock is off. 94-92. Porter driving down the middle. Lost the ball and a foul called before, though. And it's on Isaiah Thomas. And Portland can tie it up now. 5 on Isaiah.
Isaiah exasperated. Now here it is here. Keep an eye on it. All right, there you go right there. It seems like they had the foul. There's your shovel off. That was not called. Or I guess it was called. It was called back. And they just continued to drive. There was such a roar that you could not hear the whistle.
Here it is again.
Now he caught him outside. See, we caught that early on the initial dribble.
Now Porter is perfect from the line. 11 for 11 tonight. He needs them both to tie. Points for Porter. Drexler leads with 25.
I remember Detroit has 2 full timeouts.
And 10.2 seconds remain in the game. And a tie score at 24, and the Pistons use a timeout, and they'll have one. A tie score, 10.2 seconds left, and each team has 1 full timeout left. No fouls to give. Hubie?
All right, both teams, well, Detroit naturally shooting the penalty. All right, you're Portland now. You know that you want to deny the inbounds pass. You do not want to foul before the ball comes inbounds. Second, be very, very careful of the guy out of bounds, passing the basketball, and then breaking to the basket and getting a return pass if you're Portland. Once the shot goes up, you must block out all of the Pistons. If you get the rebound, you can call timeout. If your time is down, you get a long rebound, you might push it on the fast break to get off a shot in transition.
Mark Aguirre coming into the game, and why not? With his offensive capabilities, he could hit. And, you know, he's a pretty good low-post offensive player as well as a three-point threat.
Also, when he was at Dallas, one of their pet plays in a situation like this would be the inbounds pass and then right back to Mark Aguirre for a long shot. Sometimes it would be a 3, sometimes it would be 2.
Robinson's guarding Aguirre, the inbounds passer. Thomas way out. Clearing out against Porter. Thomas fires away, misses, and we're going to overtime. And our first overtime session in an NBA final since 1984 when the Celtics won in Los Angeles. And we'll be back for the 5-minute overtime session in a moment.
Excellent defense that time by Portland.
.94, we're going into a 5-minute overtime session. The Portland Trail Blazers have been in 2 overtimes. A double overtime win against San Antonio in Game 5 of their Western semifinal, and then they defeated San Antonio in overtime in Game number 7. Both of those were home games, and they won them both. So this is their first overtime road game, and of course, as we mentioned, the first time we've had an extra session in the finals since 1984. Kevin Duckworth is fouled out for the Trailblazers, but there are others that are lurking. Jerome Kersey has 5, and Wayne Cooper have 5 for the Trailblazers. Isiah Thomas and James Edwards, each with 5 for the Detroit Pistons. Each team has 3 timeouts in the 5-minute overtime session, and the penalty is on the 4th team foul. Coming out for the Pistons, James Edwards, their leading scorer with 24, Bill Laimbeer, and John Sally. Isiah Thomas, who has 23, and Joe Dumars. For Portland, their leading scorer, Clyde Drexler, with 25 coming out. Terry Porter, who's second with 19. Buck Williams with 10. Cliff Robinson. And Jerome Kersey, who has only 6 tonight.
Well, it's interesting right now with Spider Sally in the game. You have Edwards, Laimbeer, and holy mackerel, and Sally on your front line. You've got 3 guys right around that 7-foot mark.
You think they want boards and block shots?
I think so. Just the teens.
Pick and roll. James Edwards puts the Pistons in front.
See, they keep trapping the pick and roll, and that roll man is wide open if they get him with the pass quickly.
26 for Edwards. Drexler trying to get Dumars inside.
Nice pass.
Kersey with a fake on Laimbeer. Dumars out-jumps everybody.
Kersey better get back and pick up his man. Yeah, he was looking for a foul that time. You know, Kersey seems to be, walking gingerly. It looks like he pulled something. Well, maybe I'm wrong.
Edwards setting a screen. Porter stays with Thomas. Edwards with a double team, tipped by, and the clock's going to run down. Now, was there a foul before the 24-second clock? And there was.
Yes, there
was 1 second left on the shot clock when Kersey committed his 6th personal foul, Hubie. That's amazing.
And not only that, see, he's very frustrated because he almost had to steal that time, hit the bump, and he went right to the official and said, that's a foul, and he pointed to the other end of the floor because he wanted a call when he went to the basket on that last play.
3 for 11 from the field for Kersey, and there was 1 second left on the 24-second clock. And Drazen Petrovic will replace him, so they're going to go smaller now.
There's your move. Kersey gets a piece of it now as he rotates out. Laimbeer steps in. Kersey wanted an offensive foul that time on Laimbeer, but he's moving in that situation. Now, right now,
they're going to make Drexler a forward here right now because Cliff Robinson goes out. So they got Wayne Cooper in there along with Petrovic, Drexler, Porter, and Williams. So Drexler will be a forward, I guess.
Well, Drexler, this is a combination they went with many occasions this year where they played Drexler at the small forward. But he's matched up with Bill Laimbeer. They're hoping that Laimbeer will stay out wide, but this is smart. They're going to try to post him.
Drexler is guarding Laimbeer, posting up Edwards against Cooper. Edwards misses. And the rebound by Porter. Chance to tie it up for Portland. Drexler trying to post up, had Isiah Thomas on him, and he ties it up.
I'd say I really admire him right there. That was really some effort. He went down inside, tried to post up, got banged around, came up to the top, made the catch, and had the presence to knock that shot down.
Drexler with 27. Dumars working in against Petrovic. Not a bad defender is Drazen.
He feels he can take them.
This is the shot, Williams. Good defense by Portland there, and now the Blazers looking to take the lead.
Drazen wants the ball. There's a good clear out.
Against Dumars. 6 on the clock. Here's Petrovic. Rebound inside. No foul. Got it down. Laimbeer winds up with it. Here comes Thomas with 2:40 to go in the score tie. Laimbeer fires a 3 and hits it.
There was no hesitation at all.
His 4th three-point basket of the game and 20 points for Bill Laimbeer. A 3-point advantage. Petrovic can't hold on to it, and a Portland turnover.
Well, it was a bad angle that time. Now here you have Buck Williams. The ball is knocked loose that time. Laimbeer comes up with the ball. He follows this play right at the opposite end of the play. Watch Buck Williams run at Laimbeer. No hesitation at all.
Meanwhile, Dennis Rodman has come in for Detroit and Cliff Robinson for Portland. Winding down to 2 minutes left.
They would not allow Rodman in that time.
All right.
2 minutes left.
Now under 2 minutes to go. Thomas fired up that three. Looked like there was nothing else for him to do. Drexler working in against Dumars and makes an impossible shot. I don't even know if he was looking at the basket.
You know, as he turned into that shot, he saw Laimbeer coming right at him, and he banked that in.
He has scored all 4 Trailblazer points here in overtime. Pistons by 1. Laimbeer wants another three. He's got it. 5 in the game for Bill Laimbeer. And a timeout called by Portland.
When the guy is hot in a three-point situation, you've got to run at him and make him dribble the basketball.
And you never know who's going to come forward offensively for Detroit.
How's this for pressure? Now watch Drexler as he maneuvers Joe Dumars down in here, and as he starts to elevate on his shot to the right of your screen, here comes Laimbeer. Look how close he comes. Now how about changing of the hands, and he banks it in with his left hand. At the other end, you'll see Drexler going for Laimbeer, but he's late. Laimbeer is about to make his 5th three-point shot in 7 opportunities.
Edwards, Laimbeer, and Thomas have accounted for 72 of the Pistons' 102 points. As Chuck Daly said, you never know where it's going to come from offensively. Thomas had 33 in game 1. Laimbeer only had 11, but he's come forward with 23 today. Edwards with 26 after a 9-point effort Tuesday night.
Now, we have plenty of time in this game. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Pistons are only up 4. Portland is sitting on, 2 timeouts left. Detroit has 3. Neither team even close to foul problems.
Right now, let's check in with James Brown.
All right, Dick, well, must have been listening in on the Portland huddle. Rick Adelman says, folks, we've got an eternity out here. I do not want to go for quick threes. Let's take our time and go for 2-2s, play it safe. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, James Brown. Timeouts and fouls to give left. Sally will guard Williams on the inbound.
Well, everything up until now has been to Drexler and allowing him to take his man.
He has scored 4 points in the overtime.
He's trying to post up Isiah Thomas. There it is, right there.
Knocked away, man, it was off Thomas. That was a close call.
That was excellent defense by Zeke that time.
Will we have a 1-1 series, or will the Pistons go up 2-0 heading for Portland?
14 seconds on the shot clock.
As Laimbeer. Order, double team, foul. They had Laimbeer and Thomas, and for Isiah, that'll be his 6th foul, and he is gone. So Isiah Thomas is fouled out of this one in overtime with 1:10 remaining. Thomas scored 23 points, had 11 assists, and 7 rebounds.
That was a very heady play by Porter. Petrovic was in the left corner being guarded by Laimbeer. He chased them out. He sent them across and he took Isiah. Now watch what he does here. See? Head fake, 2 fakes, and then he stepped right in on the shot release.
Rodman goes out, Edwards in. Now the NBA Finals record for most free throws made without a miss is 14. Magic Johnson did it in the 1980 Finals against Philadelphia. Terry Porter has hit 13 in a row. And he has tied it. But the team now trailing by 3. Cliff Robinson, the defensive forward, replaces the shooting guard Petrovic for Portland.
What you're doing is here, you're putting in a shot blocker but also a guy who can really move his feet defensively.
And the new record, without a miss, 15 in a row by Terry Porter. 2-point lead for Detroit. Dumars lost the ball trying to drive. And now the Blazers in a position to tie it.
Nice.
Here's Porter. Drexler, long range, ties it up. Clyde Drexler with 31 points has tied the game. Under a minute to go.
Great shot, but how about the pass by Porter in traffic? Now here's that pick and roll situation again.
14 on the shot clock.
Somebody's open.
Vinnie Johnson has come in. Laimbeer misses a three. Rebound. Only Portland underneath, and it was Williams.
Yes, 2-on-1.
Tied 102 and tipped away in a great defensive play that time by Joe Dumars, preventing the layup. Great play.
You'll see this now. Now watch out quick. See, Drexler thinks he can take it all away, but the defense cuts it off. Laimbeer, excellent position. See, Robinson did not continue. He could, if he took one more step, he could have possibly received the pass.
Petrovic comes in for Portland, and Rodman as well. Thomas, he's finished for the night. Tied at 102, 27 seconds to go in overtime. UB, take it away.
Now on this break, look at Laimbeer, good positioning. Now watch out when Robinson stops, Joe Dumars hustling is able to get a piece of the ball. If Robinson could possibly have taken one more step, it would have opened up for the layup. Great defense by Dumars.
Portland still has a foul to give. Detroit does not. But Detroit has more timeouts with 27 seconds to go.
Well, you're Rick in this situation. You're going to get the ball in bounds, and you're telling your basketball team, listen, we want a good shot opportunity. Hopefully we can get fouled. If we should shoot and miss, or there is a turnover, you cannot count on them calling a timeout. Don't fall asleep. Retreat quickly and set up the transition defense. But you're hoping from a positive standpoint that the play you're calling is going to get you a score.
Williams will inbound. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Dumars is now on Porter. Sally and Rodman in there as well, defensively.
Might be a pick and roll situation with Buck Williams, yes.
Sally picks up Porter on the switch. Porter going away, misses, loose ball. Dumars had it, and a foul is called against, and maybe Laimbeer. Let's see.
No, I'm pretty sure it's on Dumars, Dick.
It is on Dumars, and with 9.6 seconds to go.
Now here's the shot. You'll see Buck Williams in the action right here. All right, they catch Dumars. They said that they had him on the initial or on the anticipation of the dribble.
So Detroit had no fouls to give, and Buck Williams will go to the line. 4 for 6 tonight, 66% in the playoffs. And Portland leads for the first time in overtime.
Now with 9.6 seconds, make or miss in this situation, Detroit will probably call a timeout to move the basketball to half court to get the seconds needed, so precious seconds.
Cliff Robinson is in, Petrovic is out. They've been making these offensive, defensive substitutions. Williams makes them both, and it's a 104-102 game. And as you anticipated, Chuck Daly calls a timeout.
Now, let's see, coming out of the huddle, if I'm Portland, whether they are going to switch on all crosses of players to keep themselves between the offensive player and the basket.
Mark Aguirre comes in, Rodman is out, so it's Vinnie Johnson, Mark Aguirre, Laimbeer, Dumars, and Sally.
The main thing, you're Portland now, you do not want to foul. You want to get good position when the shot goes up. Excellent defense.
Danny Young has come in, so it's Young, Porter, Robinson, Drexler, and Buck Williams. Small team, but they're looking for quickness and defense.
They've got to watch out because Drexler is going to guard Laimbeer in this situation.
Clock running down. Laimbeer fires it and hits with 4 seconds to play. Detroit does lead. 6 3-point baskets by Bill Laimbeer has given the Pistons the lead. Here's how he did it.
Now you'll see, they're scrambling here. Nothing was happening. Laimbeer just came out to pick up the basketball. He has Drexler on him. He's looking. They have nothing going. How is that? A for courage and B for nerve. He just steps right up without any hesitation. He knows he can shoot over the top of Drexler and knocks in his 6th three of the evening.
His last 5 baskets are 3-point shots, and you heard from James Brown that Chuck Daly wanted to win it. He wasn't looking for the tie.
All right, now you're Portland. You are down 1.
No timeouts.
You have 4 seconds to go. You have plenty of time to inbounds and get something good. Now, it could come off of penetration, or it could come off of the catcher make a quick penetration and then kick the ball out for a shot. Now, you can get that off in 4 seconds. Naturally, if you're Detroit, you're contesting, but you are not gambling, and you are not going to allow your guy to beat you off the dribble. Remember, Portland has no timeouts left.
This is one of the real thrillers of NBA Finals that we've witnessed. Bill Laimbeer tied a record set by Michael Cooper back in '87.
All right, in this situation right now, they have Laimbeer on Buck Williams taking the ball out of bounds.
Laimbeer will be defending.
If you're Detroit now, any picks, you should switch out and try to deny the open man coming to the pass.
Petrovic is in for offense, Rodman in for defense for the Pistons. Drexler guarded by Rodman, and a foul, and he'll go to the line.
Excellent call. Good call, Dick. You had that all the way. Rodman had his hand right on his hip. That was an excellent play.
So now the Blazers can take the lead, but Drexler, who's 4 for 6 from the line, has to hit both. And Detroit still has 2 timeouts left, and 2.1 seconds can be an eternity.
Now you'll see, watch the push. You see he's got him right on the hip that time. Big shot by Clyde. He's having a sensational game this evening. Not only the points, the passes, you know, stealing the basketball. He's really made it happen.
He has 6 points in overtime, and Detroit calls a timeout, trailing by 1.
In a situation like this, the pressure is really on the passer, the guy out of bounds. It is not easy to get the ball inbounds, okay, with 2 seconds to go if they put a big player on you to contest you. And it looks like they're going to, well, Buck Williams is coming in. Let's see who plays Aguirre.
Adelman is called, we understand, for a foul immediately on the passing.
Sure, you definitely should put the pressure on the passer.
Williams is guarding Aguirre.
They have Cooper back in case of a lob.
Here's the pass to Edwards and the foul.
Oh, my.
Now, he was going up with it as soon as he got it.
Now, this is critical. Do they call the foul?
In the act of shooting.
On the catch when he hit the ground, or do they call the foul in the shot to the basket?
Detroit is using its last timeout right now, and I would think it was not a shooting situation. I'm not sure now what they call.
Well, they have not.
No shot.
All right, yeah, okay, Jack Madden is over there telling the score, and he is saying no shot. So what they're saying now is on this pass, watch Drexler come in, and also Cooper size up as he comes right there. Definitely fouled. No shot at all. It's not even close.
So 1.5 seconds remain. The Pistons are out of timeouts. No more fouls to give. And it's right in front of us with the Blazers that much time away from tying this best-of-7 finals at a game apiece.
Now, remember what we said on the last timeout. The pressure is on the passer out of bounds. If Buck Williams will get up and apply it and try to take away the passing lane. What you do not want to have happen is what we just saw. A pass from out of bounds all the way down into the painted area before you got, that's dangerous if that can happen.
That reminded me of the Ralph Sampson shot a little bit when he beat the Lakers several years ago. You remember Sampson caught the ball in the paint against Worthy, threw it, and he scored. James Brown, go ahead.
All right, Dick, working overtime here, and certainly the beauty of having so many veterans as Detroit does is that you can spread it around. And in fact, Chuck Daly says, let's go back into the Buddha, the big fella. Let's put it on you. Let's go back to Dick.
Now, if you're playing James Edwards in a situation and you knew what they did on the time before, it's two guys working together. The guy pressuring the player out of bounds, and then also the guy playing Edwards wherever he's going to make this catch. Now, they're bringing in Cliff Robinson, and I like this move by Portland. Let's see what they do. They're putting Cooper on the man out of bounds. That is terrific. He should jump up in the air, 7-footer with long arms.
Aguirre has Johnson, laimbeer, Edwards, and Dumars. Now they switched and they put Cliff Robinson on him, Hubie.
All right, the main thing is to pressure Aguirre in this situation.
Right, 1.5 seconds. Here it goes. Edwards goes up with it. And the game is over. No foul, the game is over, and Portland has won. And for the first time in the playoffs, the Detroit Pistons have lost at the Palace, and it snaps their 14-game winning streak. Chuck Daly, upset, wanted a foul, but instead the Trailblazers got their split, winning in overtime 106-105.
Hall of Famer Clyde Drexler led the Blazers to the dramatic Game 2 win, evening the NBA Finals in 1990 at 1 game apiece. Sadly for the Blazers, it would be the only game they won in this series as the Pistons reeled off 3 straight road victories to win their 2nd consecutive NBA championship. Thank you for watching this edition of Hardwood Classics on NBA TV. I'm Rick Kamla. Check you next time.